I'm still in my end of the year TBR countdown where I'm trying to read all of the 2025 releases that I have purchased, but I am also still in the cozy fall vibe. So let's go through the books that I hope to read this week. The first one is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. I started reading this one last night and I am already 320 pages into this. I am loving this, so I will talk about this one shortly. But out of the books that we are going to choose from, I have Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I'm not sure what this one is about other than it is a Christmas themed story that is the first in a new series. The only B.K. Borison book I have read is Love Light Farms, and to be completely transparent, I hated that one. But this one sounds really cute. She falls in love with the ghost of Christmas past, so I am interested in checking that one out. And I still haven't read Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I've been a little afraid of this. I started reading it right whenever I bought this, when it was a new release, and there was a note in the front from the author saying that this deals with dementia. And I just haven't had a good year mental health wise, and I haven't been in the mood to be destroyed by anything that I was reading. So I've been a little scared to pick this up, but I really love Abby Jimenez. So at some point before the end of the year, I have to get strong and check this one out. And this one I think is going to be really cute, which is Fake Skating by Lynn Painter. I'm a big fan of Lynn Painter, and my favorite Lynn Painter was a YA romance called Better Than the Movies. And this is another YA romance by her, which I'm assuming is fake dating, and they are ice skaters. So I'm really looking forward to this one because her books are really adorable and a cozy good time. And then I have another book by B.K. Borison, which I have not read yet, which is First Time Caller. And I bought this one because the reviews are so good for this. It is a Sleepless in Seattle type of story. A young girl calls the radio station because she wants her mom to find love, and the DJ falls in love with the mom. So that one is probably really good as well. And then I have The Heartbreak Hotel, which based on the name sounds like it may be a little tough to read too. So we will see. If this one pops up, I will be brave and I will read it. But this one likely won't get read if it doesn't come up on the wheel. So that is the potentials for this week. So let's talk about If It Makes You Happy. This is really cute, and I've seen so many comparisons to Gilmore Girls and When Harry Met Sally, and I'm not getting those vibes. I'm really not getting the When Harry Met Sally vibes. And Gilmore Girls, I think the setting, the small town fall festival, everyone knowing everyone, everyone being in everyone's business, I can see where that could be Gilmore Girls, but I don't feel like the characters really relate to Gilmore Girls very much. However, that being said, I really enjoy the characters. There is a dog in here, and there is just so much to love. The vibes are great, and I'm just really enjoying it. I started reading it last night, and I flew through to 320 pages. So I'm hoping to finish this one today, and then we will see how this one goes, and I will do something for picking the rest of the books this week. And I am just so glad that you are joining me. Hello, it is Monday night after work. It is the Monday after daylight savings time ends, so it's really dark outside, and I guess it's going to be that way when I get home for a while, which is depressing, but I do have an update, and it is not a depressing update. If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia was really great. It really lived up to all the hype that I was hearing, and I still don't think that it reminds me of Gilmore Girls other than the environment of the town, but the characters don't really make me think of Gilmore Girls. But it was really cute, and I did really adore the characters. The main character, her mom was running a bed and breakfast, and she passed away. And she left the inn to her sister, but her sister was taking care of their dad, so she took kind of a sabbatical from work to help with this inn until her sister could take over. And the guy interest is the baker next door, and it's just a really cute book. I enjoyed the characters and the relationships. There was a trope in here that I normally don't like, and it was actually addressed, and so that was kind of wonderful. And this has such a gorgeous fall cover, but you can read this all the way through the holidays. It would make a good Christmas or a good New Year's book. So this was a perfect time to read it. If you haven't been able to pick it up and you want to pick it up closer to Christmas, it would be a perfect pick. I'm going to give this 5 stars. I had a really good time throughout the whole book. And I also started reading First Time Caller. I did actually spin the wheel for this, but I was on my lunch break and I only listened to a tiny bit because I was at my desk and I hardly even had a lunch. But I did start this one today. The main character's daughter calls in a radio station to get love advice for her mom, and her mom winds up talking to the DJ who's given some love advice. And so it's a cute premise and it's cute so far. And that's all the reading update I have. I do have an update on my puzzle. I finished the Little Mermaid puzzle that I was working on. I will put the artist and the puzzle on the screen, but I'm going to go ahead and insert a clip of that puzzle being finished. And I will probably start another puzzle this week because I am in a puzzle mood lately. So that's all I have for now, and I will give you another update soon. It is now Tuesday evening after work, and you're going to have to excuse the lighting until I figure this out. With daylight savings, my commute is already not great, so by the time I get home, it is already after dark. I am 100 pages into First Time Caller, and I'm really still feeling the same as I felt yesterday. I think it's cute. I'm enjoying it. I did get a new phrase, which is emotional support cookies. My husband and I, whenever we're watching a show or a movie and it is like making us want to cry, we say, I need a cookie. And there's emotional support cookies in here. So I think that I am going to make some emotional support cookies because I have leftover cookie dough from Halloween, some leftover Halloween cookies that I need to cook up. So I think I'm going to do that, and I am going to hopefully get farther into this, but I was curious, like if you like regular updates. I feel like my vlogs in the past have always been when I get to a certain point, but a few weeks ago I started doing the kind of daily updates, which I find motivate me to make sure that I'm reading every day, and I really need that right now with the whole end of the year TBR countdown. But I was wondering your thoughts, so let me know, and I will probably continue this trend I have going where I'll let you know how far I get and what I'm thinking. it is Wednesday evening. It is 7 p.m. and I am already in my jammies. I am not feeling great, but my husband is on the way back with some food from Sonic for all of us. So maybe after I eat, I will start feeling better. Let's hope. I'm going to be reading Fake Skating. So let me explain that because maybe you're wondering what happened to First Time Caller. I am DNFing First Time Caller. I made it 175 pages, and yesterday I was at 100 pages. And immediately after that, the characters started getting to know one another. So we started getting to know the characters. And I did not like them together. And I did not like the writing. This is my second BK Borison, and I am now 0 for 2. I have a third book that I just bought, their latest release, Good Spirits. It's going to be my holiday read, maybe 3 times as a charm. I'm going to go into it with an open mind. It sounds really cute, but I have decided to put this one down, and I started reading Fake Skating. I'm only 20 pages in, but immediately it felt like I was reading a Lynn Painter, which makes sense. I mean, it is Lynn Painter, but you know how when you pick up a Stephen King novel, you feel like you're immediately back in the hands of Stephen King? I feel immediately like I'm reading a Lynn Painter. So I'm excited to read this one. I didn't spin the wheel for it like I did for First Time Caller. I basically looked at what books I had on the TBR for this week, and I think this one stands the biggest chance to be in the Goodreads Choice Awards. So I'm reading this one. I'm happy I'm reading this one. I'm sure after I drink that dirty Dr. Pepper, I'm going to be up for a while. So I'm going to read that tonight, and I will let you know how it goes. Sorry, this update is completely chaotic, but that's how we are tonight. I am so sorry. I am out of breath, but I'm going to try to film an update. It is Friday night after work. I did not film an update yesterday because I didn't have anything significant to say other than I bought some really cute earrings. These are Christmas trees, and I got a silver set of snowflakes, reindeer, and Santas. I thought those were really adorable. And as far as a reading update, I wanted to mention something about First Time Caller first, because I did mention that I didn't care for the writing in this. And one of the things that bothered me is the 2 main characters did not have distinct voices. I had to actually check and see who was talking. So I thought it might be better to pick up the audiobook if you are wanting to read this. It's probably better in audio than it was in print. And as far as Fake Skating, I am now 300 pages, so I am over halfway and hoping to finish this tonight. This is a hockey romance. I thought it was ice skating, but there is the only hockey stick is right here and on the back. I just assumed that it was skating, but it is a hockey romance. It is also YA, so if you are an adult who is not old enough to be reading YA again, then you might not want to read this, and that's fine. But if you do read YA, and especially if you have read Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, I think you're going to love this. I still have a little bit to go, so I don't know how it's going to end up, but so far I'm just really enjoying this and happy to be reading it. So I'm going to try to finish this tonight, and I will either pop in tonight when I'm done, or I will give you an update in the morning and let you know my final thoughts. Good morning. I finished reading Fake Skating, and I did really enjoy this. It did turn out to be fake dating and also a friends to lovers, more of a childhood friends to lovers. The 2 main characters were best friends every summer growing up. And they did part ways in middle school, and this book picks up their senior year of high school. He is on the hockey team, and she's one of the co-managers, and it was just really cute. I did get emotional a few times in reading this, and it will be one of my favorite romances of the year. Both Fake Skating and If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia were both really big hits for me this week. I am going to keep First Time Caller by BK Borison as a DNF. I do have one more BK Borison that I'm going to try before I decide that this isn't an author for me. And this is where I'm going to end the vlog this week. If you made it this far, please let me know. Either leave me some sort of leaf fall type emoji if you don't know what else to say, or let me know what you're reading if you've read any of these books. I would love to hear from you, and while you're down there, please like the video. It really does help my channel, and subscribe if you haven't, and I will talk to you soon.